For over 40 years, the streets of Cairo were dominated by a single vehicle, a black and white 1960s Mercedes-Benz W110, known as the Fintail. These sedans, originally designed in Stuttgart for the European luxury market, became the backbone of Egypt's taxi fleet. They carried millions of passengers through Cairo's legendary traffic. They survived heat that would kill most modern engines. They endured driving conditions that no manufacturer would ever certify a vehicle for, and they ran for decades without access to a single genuine Mercedes-Benz replacement part. When the Egyptian government finally retired them, it was not because the cars broke down. The government pulled them off the road through a mandatory scrappage program because they did not meet modern emissions and safety standards. The cars that replaced them, newer models from Chinese and Korean manufacturers, are already showing their age after less than a decade. The Mercedes sedans they replaced had been running for 40 years. A car designed in the 1960s, maintained by mechanics who had never seen a factory manual, running on fuel that would make a German engineer cry, outlasted every modern alternative until the government physically forced it off the road. That is not a car story. That is an indictment of everything the modern auto industry claims about why you need a new vehicle. Today, I'm going to show you how Cairo's taxi mechanics kept these ancient Mercedes sedans alive, what made the design so durable, and why the Egyptian government's scrappage program accidentally proved that old cars are often better than new ones. Subscribe if you have not already. Let us get into it. The Mercedes W110 was produced from 1961 to 1968. It was a mid-range luxury sedan powered by a variety of four-cylinder and six-cylinder engines, both gasoline and diesel. The diesel versions, particularly the 190D, are the ones that dominated Cairo's streets. Those diesel cars delivered unmatched durability on the city's roads. Diesel engines are inherently simpler than gasoline engines. No spark plugs, no ignition coil, no distributor. The fuel ignites from compression alone. That mechanical simplicity translates directly to durability and ease of maintenance, especially in environments where skilled technicians and genuine parts are scarce. Mercedes-Benz in the 1960s built cars with a design philosophy that has largely been abandoned by modern manufacturers. They were over-engineered. The body panels used thicker steel than necessary. Suspension components were made from heavier gauge metal than required. Electrical systems were minimal and robust, designed to keep working under harsh conditions. The engines were built with generous tolerances so they could tolerate wear without catastrophic failure. A Mercedes diesel from 1965 could run for 500,000 kilometers or more with basic maintenance, regular oil changes, filter replacements, and occasional valve adjustments. This built-in durability is why those cars lasted where more complex modern designs often fail. When these cars arrived in Egypt, they found a perfect environment to demonstrate that durability. Cairo traffic is among the most brutal in the world, stop and go driving in 40 degrees Celsius heat, hour after hour, day after day. Fuel is unmetered and of inconsistent quality. Roads range from paved highways to potholed alleys barely wider than the car itself. Dust infiltrates every seal and filter. Loads regularly include 5 or 6 adult passengers in a sedan designed for 4. Under these conditions, most modern cars deteriorate rapidly. Turbochargers overheat. Continuously variable transmissions slip and burn. Electronic modules fail from heat cycling. Plastic intake manifolds crack. Thin wall engines consume oil. The tighter the tolerances and the more complex the systems, the more failure points exist. The 1960s Mercedes had none of these vulnerabilities. The engine was cast iron with thick walls. The transmission was a 4-speed manual with gears that could be rebuilt by any competent mechanic. The cooling system was a simple radiator, water pump, and thermostat setup that could be serviced in an hour. There were no computers, no electronic fuel injection, no variable valve timing, no catalytic converter, no turbocharger, no particulate filter. Just iron, steel, diesel fuel, and mechanical precision. Now hit that like button. We're just getting started with why this story matters. Let's keep going. Cairo's taxi mechanics kept these cars alive, using the same techniques we've seen in every country in this series. They fabricated parts and they adapted components from other vehicles. They rebuilt engines using locally machined pistons, rings, and bearings. They replaced fuel injection pumps with rebuilt units sourced from the global aftermarket for Mercedes diesel parts, which remains active because millions of these engines are still in service across Africa, the Middle East, and South America. The mechanics developed specialized knowledge of the W1110 platform that rivaled or exceeded the expertise of official Mercedes technicians. They knew the specific failure modes. They knew which components lasted and which ones needed preventive replacement. They knew the sounds and vibrations that indicated an impending problem. This knowledge was passed down through families and mechanic networks, creating a deep pool of platform-specific expertise that did not exist in any factory training program. A Cairo taxi mechanic could diagnose and repair a fuel injection issue on a 1965 Mercedes 190D faster than a certified Mercedes technician at a dealership in Frankfurt could do the same on a 2024 Mercedes E-Class. Not because the Cairo mechanic was smarter, because the 1965 system is fundamentally simpler, and the mechanic had seen the same failure 1,000 times. In the early 2000s, the Egyptian government launched a scrappage program to remove aging vehicles from the road. The stated goals were reducing emissions, improving safety, and modernizing the taxi fleet. Owners of old vehicles, including the Mercedes W1110 taxis, were offered subsidized financing to purchase newer models, primarily from Chinese manufacturers like Geely and Chery, and from Korean manufacturers like Hyundai. Thousands of Mercedes taxis were crushed. Cars that had run reliably for 30 to 40 years were destroyed and replaced with vehicles that have now been on the road for less than a decade and are already showing significant reliability problems. The replacement vehicles have more complex engines, more electronic systems, thinner body panels, and tighter tolerances that are less forgiving of Cairo's brutal operating conditions. Many taxi drivers who gave up their Mercedes under the scrappage program have openly expressed regret. The irony is devastating. The government removed the most reliable vehicles on Egyptian roads and replaced them with vehicles that are less reliable, harder to repair, and more expensive to maintain. The Mercedes sedans were not retired because they failed. They were retired because they were old, and the assumption was that new equals better. In Cairo's operating conditions, that assumption was wrong. This story distills the core argument of everything we have covered on this channel into its purest form. Simplicity is durability. A vehicle with fewer systems has fewer failure points. A vehicle designed with generous tolerances survives conditions that tight tolerance vehicles cannot. A vehicle that can be maintained by any mechanic with basic tools will always outlast a vehicle that requires factory-specific diagnostics and proprietary parts. The Mercedes W1110 wasn't designed to last forever. It was designed to be a good car for European professionals in the 1960s. But the engineering principles it embodied, thick materials, simple systems, generous tolerances, robust construction, made it accidentally eternal. It was so well built that it survived 4 decades of the worst operating conditions on Earth, maintained by mechanics who had never spoken to anyone from the Mercedes-Benz factory. Modern cars are engineered to tighter specifications, higher performance levels, and stricter efficiency standards than anything from the 1960s. But those gains come at a cost. The cost is fragility. And fragility, in the real world where roads are bad and mechanics work with limited tools and budgets, matters more than horsepower, fuel economy, or the number of features on the touchscreen. Cairo proved it. A car that's simple enough to fix will outrun a car that's too complex to keep alive, every time. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button so that the algorithm pushes this to more people. Drop a comment and tell me, would you drive a 1960s Mercedes diesel as a daily driver if you could? I already know how the comment section is going to answer this one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. We've got a lot more coming and you don't want to miss it. Thank you for watching. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.